It's my pleasure to be joining you at this conference, and I apologise for not being there in person, as I very much would have liked to have been. I want to begin by celebrating the fact that I join you from the lands of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. Pay my respects to their elders. Not long after becoming Labor's Shadow Minister for Climate and Energy early last year, I paid a visit to LMS Energy landfill biogas site in Northern Adelaide. I was incredibly impressed by the work of John and Matt Falzon and their team, providing power to local homes through their combined biogas and solar operation. It gave me a first look at some of the great opportunities for bioenergy as Australia transforms to a renewable economy. Of course, I've since learned that they are just one of many great bioenergy providers in this country. So it's fitting that this is one of my first speeches as Climate Change and Energy Minister, talking to you at the Biofuturing Australia conference today. I want to thank Bioenergy Australia for their invitation and their strong engagement with me and my office, both in opposition and since the swearing in. We've got a lot of work to do together. Australia needs a range of solutions to achieve decarbonisation and to make net zero a reality, and bioenergy will be a big part of that. In opposition, I welcomed the previous government's Bioenergy Roadmap, which showed bioenergy had potential sustainable energy potential. The potential to supply a proportion of our domestic gas, aviation fuel, and 33% of industrial heat, while adding $10 billion to GDP each year and 26,000 jobs by 2030. What I lamented was that they chose to stop there. The roadmap acknowledged potential, but the government chose not to use any levers at their disposal to help drive demand and invest in the sector and develop the necessary technology to reach that potential. Australia now has a clear opportunity to do just that under the Albanese government's Powering Australia policy. This policy will support the development of new clean energy sectors such as bioenergy to help decarbonise industries, including aviation fuel, which I know is a key focus for you. Australia needs emissions reduction solutions such as sustainable aviation fuel that can support immediate decarbonisation of energy-intensive industries like aviation. Qantas's announcement earlier this year that they have set a target of 10% sustainable fuels by 2030 and 60% by 2050 is a positive step forward. But it's important that Qantas can source its SAF from Australia, ensuring that jobs and economic benefits that come with SAF stay in this country. Under the Powering Australia policy of the Albanese government, we are going to support the bioenergy industry in three key ways. First, there's an additional investment, Powering Australia's $3 billion for the National Reconstruction Fund to support innovation in new industries, revitalise manufacturing and secure Australia's energy future. This funding will pursue commercial opportunities in a range of sectors, including bioenergy and biomass, that will be based on the success of the Clean Energy Finance Corporation model. Additionally, Powering the Regions Fund will open up uncommitted funding from the ERF-CSF to support the industry's decarbonisation priorities beyond just the purchase of ACCUs, including things like fuel switching, bioenergy and hydrogen. Secondly, we will put an end to the uncertainty surrounding the investment mandates of the Clean Energy Finance Corporation and the Australian Renewable Energy Agency, ARENA. In my view, these were used as political footballs by the previous minister and Barnaby Joyce and others for the better part of a parliamentary term. This has got to end. They aren't slush funds for ministerial pet projects. They're incredible institutions Australia can be proud of and a proud legacy of the previous Labor government. We will grow that legacy through ensuring their mandates for clean technology, including bioenergy, are protected. Thirdly, the Albanese government's improvements to the safeguard mechanism will help drive industrial demand for bioenergy and other low emissions technologies. The safeguard mechanism will reduce emissions baselines predictably and gradually over time to 2050, reaching net zero. These new baseline settings will be the subject of detailed consultation with the industry and community to ensure they are fair, efficient and effective. And the aforementioned National Reconstruction and Powering the Regions funds will help support industry to develop and adopt the necessary technology for these revised baselines. So these are three immediate reform directions related to bioenergy, but the broader message is to say that in relation to climate action, Australia is under new management, and that presents great opportunities for your sector. Just 4 months ago in mid-February, I lamented Australia's lack of climate ambition at the Bioenergy 2030 conference. I proceeded to pledge that an Albanese Labor government would lift Australia's nationally determined contribution by 43% by 2030 to bring Australia into step with leading equivalent economies. I'm proud to be the Minister that will oversee the updating of our nationally determined contribution. The 43% 2030 target puts Australia on a credible track to meet our commitment to net zero by 2050, a commitment that we will seek to enshrine in legislation. This government has the vision and plans to ensure we seize this moment and to set the nation on a pathway of job creation, investment opportunity, and I'm truly excited for the opportunities for Australia's regions for bioenergy. It's still early days and you'll hear plenty more from me in the weeks and months ahead, but it's clear that Australia now has a great opportunity to reset its climate agenda and make the most of the opportunities that renewable energy has to offer our economy. And you are a vital part of this reset. Enjoy your conference. We've got lots of work to do together.